Hey, everybody. We are super excited today to start our new podcast platform, bringing two of what I would consider the greatest middle schools in central Massachusetts together, Charlton Middle School and Dudley Middle School. Alongside of me, I have a longtime friend and colleague of mine, Mr. Chris Starcheski. And Chris, welcome aboard. I am super excited to bring this platform not only to our staff and students, but our community members. We're going to do some great things here, really build our brand, and really take that hashtag unlock the middle to a brand new level.
You know, Dean, it's really exciting to be able to be talking with you on this platform and share with the world, some of the ideas and experiences that we've had as educators, 20 plus years in a variety of settings each. And we've seen it all. We've not done it all, but we've heard about it all. And we don't have all the answers, but we certainly can lead to some rich discussion about how to address the needs of the middle level learner. Unlock the middle is an idea of, complexity. There's a lot of tricks to what it is that we do every day and our colleagues in the building do every day. And we're hoping to be able to share some of those resources and experiences with everybody out there.
Well, I think you hit it on the head when you start talking about that middle level learner and what that platform provides, not only for kids, but for teachers and everybody in education. It is just such a magical time period between the ages of 10 and 14 where we can really unlock the greatest possibilities for all kids, and not only kids, but also teachers. You think about just enabling and building and giving them opportunities to grow and try new aspects. It's just a win across the board. And I really think we're going to be tapping into something great here as we look across the country and we watch some of the greatest leaders put up podcasts and what it does as for creating brand and swagger for the buildings and the communities. And again, this is a very interesting time that we're in, and these type of platforms are so valuable to get the point across.
Absolutely right. So just so folks know a little bit about us, I've been a Dudley resident all my life, except for a short period when I worked at a private school called Eagle Hill School and moved away. After getting married, moved back here to my hometown and built a home with my wife. Got 3 kids, a couple of dogs, and the opportunity to come home after having been a mathematics teacher in the city of Worcester, assistant principal in Shrewsbury, and then principal at Tantascwa Junior High School. When that opportunity presented itself to come back here to Dudley Middle and be a leader in my hometown, my home community, the community that I experienced schooling with as a student, was just unbelievable. I couldn't turn it down, and was fortunate enough to be able to come here. This is going into my 4th year as principal in Dudley. I've worked with Dean now for, maybe going back to 2010 when we first met. I was principal at Tantascwa, 2010, 2011, off and on relationship, but it got stronger over the years. And, the background that I've got, business school at Nichols College, master's degree from Springfield College in alternative ed and counseling, and a master's of ed in admin and leadership from Worcester State University. So have a variety of experiences that I hope will be able to whet some people's appetites, and certainly appreciate helping build capacity of my colleagues around as I get built up from them. Dean?
Chris, I remember vividly some campfire conversations we had prior to you coming here, and we're very lucky to have you on board. It's this place in Dudley Charlton and Charlton Middle School, and just the whole district has been amazing for me. I started my career here back in 1992 as the high school basketball coach, and began my teaching career at Shepherd Hill Regional High School, where I taught social studies for 12 years. Before becoming an assistant principal here at Charlton Middle School. 6 of the best years of my life learning under a very strong principal who was here, Catherine Tucker, prior to me coming in, and teaching me the ropes. But more importantly, for 11 years since then, I've been sitting here as principal at Charlton Middle. And, it's a place, and this is a district that we're in, Chris, as you know, that people just leave. They aspire to stay. Longevity is a common denominator amongst teachers as well as administrators, and it has a lot to do with the fact that we really invoke people's voices and power and try to help build their capacity as they grow in the field of education. Myself, I'm very fortunate. I have had a bachelor's degree in history, 2 master's degrees, one in education and one in leadership and administration. And, but the bottom line behind that is we never stop growing. The master's degrees are great on paper, but this is a people business. This is a business where we have to really take time out to listen, take time out to grow together and offer people opportunities to grow. And as we've been doing that, the middle schools in this district have been absolutely fantastic and just a great place to work. And overall, it shows throughout this entire district.
Yeah, one of the examples of that was, on March 12th when we closed down all those other schools with what was soon to become a widespread pandemic. We viewed the crisis as a bit of an opportunity after the first couple of weeks, Dean, and our people are number one all the time. But staffs at Dudley Middle and Charlton Middle really stepped up, and we challenged them with the focus of turning our district, while we're 2 separate middle schools, into a 1 school, 1 lesson type of a model, the closure. And that type of opportunity really, in a way, it was a forced collaboration. We've always talked with colleagues across district. We've always had experience with colleagues across district, but this really required the focus of a connectedness that they hadn't previously experienced before. And, that crisis was really an opportunity for us to bring this idea of 1 school, 1 lesson together to strengthen our curriculum, to strengthen our social emotional supports, and to really just strengthen our systemic attributes in each school and make them more common. So we're going to be able to build on that tremendously.
Well, that has definitely been a springboard. And again, with the faculty members in my school, when I talk to them, the first thing that comes to mind is they didn't realize the true power of what that connectivity would be like. And, a lot in education today, you get thrown into a classroom that's, 25 by 25, you got 23, 24 kids looking back at you, and you're on an island by yourself. And until you break those walls down, and until you really reach out and experience what's going on out there, you don't realize what you're missing. And in education, I've always noticed we know what we know, but we sometimes fear what we don't know. And as we break down those walls, my gosh, great things happen. And I'll tell you what, you become more comfortable, more confident, and the true winners in the whole process are the students. When the learning really starts to build and catch and the student engagement goes off the charts, that's what we're looking for. That's the ultimate goal of amazing teaching practices. We watch a lot of these podcasts around the country. Beth Hoff, she does one out in Lead LAP, and all the people out there and throughout Massachusetts and all over the country. We're all in this together. We're all making things happen together. But the idea is we're coming together. They're all out there, and people are just sharing. And if you get past that hurdle of being not afraid to share, guess what? Endless possibilities.
That's one of the exciting pieces about working with you, Dean, is the way that you're able to focus in like a laser on the key points and be able to bring those to the forefront. I think one of the most important elements about this experience that we're bringing and unlocking the middle is our audience base. We're going to be gearing these podcasts to really three levels. You're going to be dealing with the educators. We're going to be dealing with our middle level learners, our students, and of course we're going to be dealing with moms and dads and community members and the caregivers. The idea of unlocking the middle is not about school in general. It's about development, and we're unique because we're a 5th grade through 8th grade middle school set. We get to see kids who are 10 years old, and then they leave as 14-year-olds. So the wide span of maturity that occurs in the 4 years that we have them is unbelievable. Brain development, physical development, emotional development, social development. There are some keys there that folks need access to, and that's what we hope to provide as we talk about unlocking the middle level.
Yeah, and I 100% agree. That magic in the middle, as we prepare them, we take them as babies, and they leave here in that 8th grade year knowing that they're ready for high school. And like your school, Chris, mine is the same. And we didn't get a chance to experience it this year. But on that last day of school, when 8th graders leave the building, it is a super tear fest. And all over the place. And, and that's a direct tribute to what our teachers do every day by cultivating amazing relationships. And, whoever coined that phrase, and, that relationships become before learning is absolutely correct. Kids feel comfortable, they feel safe, they feel like it's home to them, you know the learning is just going to take off and great things happen. And that's the beauty of middle school. I've spent a lot of time at the high school in my front end of my career, and as I've come backwards, I wouldn't want to be anywhere but the middle right now. It's just such an age where you can do so many things, and it makes it so special.
100% on point, Dean. So, at this point, we're coming up on 11 minutes, Dean, of talking a little bit about the introductory podcast. I'd just like to say to everybody who's going to be watching this, we did have a couple of viewers pop on. And, we're in our infancy here. We just started up our Twitter page, which you know about if you're watching us, because that's where this is going to be housed for a little while. But we hope that you're going to be able to learn a little bit about us. Look for more information and resources on that Twitter page and coming out via social media, and hopefully from some of our contacts around the region and the country. And we just look forward to setting up a calendar of events for you and having the conversation, bringing in some guest speakers every now and then, and really engaging with you on a level that helps us feed our souls, which will hopefully be able to feed your mind and your heart about middle school.
Yeah, and again, we're creating a brand and creating a swag. So don't ever forget that. If we can tell our story before our story gets told, even better out there, because in the world we live in today, we have such a responsibility to help mold minds and help mold students to be able to be the most productive people they can be in the society that we live in today. So it's an amazing, amazing journey. And believe me, there's no other place I would rather be right now than helping to shape our kids. There's no doubt. So yeah,
absolutely.
Great stuff. And you know what? You made a great point about connecting with the community. Yes, we're going to do that. We're going to be taking topics that they want to talk about. We're going to be open. We're going to be an open book, an open forum here, be able to discuss certain things. And I think it's great. And I think it's great that we can cross over state boundaries. We can go anywhere with this type of podcast and just tie into some of the greatest minds out there. Again, we're not recreating ideas. We're taking ideas that exist and making them better and making them practical for our own community. That's where the win comes in. That's where this excitement comes in.
One of my mentors when I started out in admin had a quote that he used to use, and I've held on to it. Educator Jeff Howard is coined with the credit for this quote. But smart is not something you are; it's something that you get through hard work and dedicated effort and perseverance. You become smart, and the idea that we as building leaders encourage that in our faculty and our staffs on a regular basis, and of course in our kids, is absolutely essential to moving forward. So,
yeah, and you mentioned kids earlier, and I forgot, and I got caught up with my introduction. I am married with 3 great kids, and again, I've watched my own children grow up, and to see it through their eyes, how they valued education, how they valued their friendships, and how they navigated life was a great lesson for me as a parent. I get it every day when I'm dealing with everybody else's kids, but when you watch it through the lens of your own kids, my God, things really kind of open up and just come to life. So, I've always asked the question, would you want your child in that classroom, or would you, what would that be like if your child was part of that learning environment? I never forget that, because I'll tell you what, that's how every parent wants us to think when we provide a platform for learning for kids. So it's just, it's super fun. It's super cool. Our jobs, I sometimes can't believe we get paid to do what we do, Chris.
Absolutely right. Well, hey, we're going to go ahead and sign off now. Stay tuned, everybody, for some more information coming your way, and we look forward to seeing you all out there.
We'll do this a couple times a week. You take care, be safe, and be well.